Hi, and welcome to BPAVE Business Plan Academy for Veterans and Entrepreneurs. I'm Dr. KD Ewulu, your coach. This is week 9. We've done 8 weeks of taking you from setting up your business all the way to getting your website in place and all the way to your financials. And now we're on the second part of the business plan documentation. Now, this part is going to include a lot of other segments there, and I'm going to go there and open it. As I said, my name is Dr. KD Ewulu, and I will be your coach as we go on tonight. As always, this is just a 20-minute Q&A session for enrollees in the program who already have had access to this week's materials. They would have downloaded that on Sunday and will be ready to go. Looking at your screen now, some of what they have downloaded are guidelines as to this second part of the business plan documentation, which includes your team, the business model, milestones, financials, funding, the upside, and of course, updates and cloud storage. So I'm going to just go ahead and start sharing with you some of what those downloads will look like. But in the meantime, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time or haven't seen this, it's been going on for 8 weeks. And next week, we're going to be rounding up the Business Plan Academy for Veterans and Entrepreneurs. But if you do want to get some more information, just go ahead to kdeleadership.com/BPAVE-sales. And you see all the information you need to work with concerning this business plan, like how to set up your business plan, including financials, which we've been teaching all this time. But tonight, let me just go ahead and show you exactly what it is some of you already have. And for those who do not have, I'll let you know how you can get your hands on some of these as we launch again in a couple of months down the line, because we're going to repeat this program again for those of you who missed it to ensure that you avail yourself of all the value that is in this online course. So having said that, the first thing I want to share with us tonight is I'm going to be sharing, let me see that now. I'll be sharing. Okay, I'll be sharing the team with us right now. And the first slide you're going to see in the materials section of Module 9 is this guide, okay? This is a guide that describes your team, okay? It showcases the members of your leadership, management, production, and operations divisions. And these are those who will bring the requisite experience, know-how, and track record to the table. This slide should focus on answering some of the following questions, as we say, who your team members are, what their qualifications are, and by that we mean either educational, technical, or professional, what successes they've had in the past, okay, what's their past experience in the industry, and why you think they are qualified to do this job. Remember, all this information will be on just one slide, okay? One slide. You want to just put that in bulleted form and make sure that it is something somebody can read very quickly and get answers to. So your team members are those that bring this value to your organization, all right? People who are buying your goods or services or wanting to invest in your company or to be a partner with you want to first be confident that your management team can handle their money, all right? So it's important to have people in your team who are seasoned professionals, okay? Whatever field of industry, whatever industry you're in, you want to bring people who have a searchable track record in that industry, all right? So that people can verify those. Secondly, I'm going to also be sharing the next one you're going to be working on right now. I will share your team structure, all right? Ideally, your team structure slide should show what type of organizational structure you have. It could be hierarchical, which is traditional, like what I have here. What I have here is a basic type of team structure that we're used to, okay, from way back, where you have the top people on top, the directors, and then each one reports to the person on top of them. Okay, and then the subject matter experts, as you see here, are those at the bottom here who make up the teams. All right, so basically that is one type of structure, which is called the traditional or hierarchical structure. The other structure you can also show is the projectized structure, okay? And that is where you have a project manager and then you have subject matter experts. And that's what we have here. You can see this is called a flat structure because you just have one leader who is a PM, project manager, or the MD or whatever. And then you have all these other team members reporting directly to that one person. It makes decision making faster. It makes implementation faster. Things are not so unwieldy and your team is smaller and more closely knit together. There's easy communications going on. So that's it about your team. You want to have these two things I've talked about on 2 slides. The first slide talks about who the team members are, and the next slide shows this organizational structure for people to understand whether you're handling a big organization that you're using the traditional structure, or you're handling a small, tight organization in a projectized manner. Having said that, I'm going to go ahead and share the next slide that you're going to be, the next guideline that you're going to be needing to get your work done properly in the team. And that is, let me access that for you right now. And I'll be looking at your business model, okay? When I say your business model, you're going to be telling people how you will distribute your product, okay? The pricing strategies you adopt and how you intend to reach your customers, all right? So how will you distribute your product? Will you utilize the business to business format, okay? Or the business to customer format? Are you selling to businesses who now distribute your goods and services? Or are you going to be selling directly to your customers? Then you also want to talk about the sales platforms you want to use. Are you going to go the route of Amazon, eBay, GoDaddy? Or are you going to sell directly to people by utilizing social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter? These are things that people want to know from that one slide, okay? What are your pricing strategies? Some people want to undercut their competitors. If you're coming into a business sector, and there are already people who own the business, who own that sector, you want to come in and peg your prices slightly lower than theirs so you can get a share of the market. When people have tested your material, your goods, and see that they're of equal quality with what's out there, then you can actually consider whether to raise your prices to your competitors or remain where you are to make a lot more money, make more sales and more money. So you want to be above your competitors or you want to be below your competitors. You want to use a system whereby you're providing superior quality for the same price, okay? Or you're giving them the same, but you have an after-sales program that is better than your competitors, okay? Whatever system you're using, people want to know what your pricing strategies are. And then, of course, how do you intend to reach your customers? By phone, video, email, face-to-face, okay? People want to know what your major means of communication is. So when you are going to be doing that, you want to select a business model, a combination of business models that will give you maximum reach since you're just starting, okay? It will help you to create timely service delivery. Remember to be flexible and affordable. If you can bend to the demands of your clients, if they want something extra special, you can give it to them. You're willing to sacrifice a little bit of profit in order to get a share of the market. Then you're being very smart, okay? Try not to get into long-term contracts, as we say, when you're handling, when you're doing this business model. Try as much as possible to have people work for you and with you on a contract basis. Be sure that you don't engage yourself in very long contracts that you find difficult to get out of, okay? You want to have one-on-one contracts with people, short-term contracts, so that they're renewable. You can have a monthly contract, which can be renewable every month, but you want to have a leeway where you can get out of that arrangement if you really want to. All right, so having talked about your business model, I'm going to be looking at, the next one I'm going to be looking at right now is your milestones, okay? Now, this slide gives you a calendar breakdown Okay, a milestone, for instance, is your timeline, the timeline of outlines you want, timeline of the outputs that you expect to achieve. Okay, so it should answer certain questions. How many sections or phases will your production and delivery process be broken into? All right, are those phases long enough to achieve memorable targets, or short enough to forestall employee fatigue? All right, you want to be able to have sessions that are phases that are easily achievable. You don't want to get into a marathon and your people get tired. People working for you get tired because your goals are so long term. All right. Um, you need to also understand that once you say milestone, it means that you put calendar dates, not just say that this will take 2 months or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, for instance. You want to say this is going to start by February 15 and we're going to end by March 15. The next phase is going to start by March 20th and we're going to end by April 17th. That kind of thing. People want to see definite dates in place. That's your milestoning. Now, sometimes you need to also put buffers in between milestones. When a phase of a job is ending and the next one is beginning, you don't want that to be back to back. You want to give yourself a couple of days in between those phases so that your people can breathe, turn around, reactivate their minds, get their minds used to what's coming up next. Okay, it gives you a chance also to say, well done for the work you've done before, celebrate with them and get them ready, refreshed to get into the next phase. So it's important to have a milestone map. Showing you here is a simple milestone map and what it normally looks like. And as I said, if you look on this page right now, you see that I have calendar dates at the bottom here, okay? Yes, you have the start and the finish, and you have your milestone gates, okay? Gate 1, gate 2, all the way to gate 5, but make sure that you have calendar dates in place. Label the gates with what you intend to achieve. Let's say you say gate number 2, we're achieving this. Gate number 3, we're achieving this. It's critical, it's very important that you let people know exactly what you intend to achieve at those gates, okay? And that you have calendar dates in place with them. All right, now that I've shared the milestones with you, I'm going to also go ahead and share one more or 2 more slides with you. Let me see what I have here, and then we can begin to roll it down. Okay, we've done the team. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at um, your funding and your financials. Okay, let me start with the financials first. I'm going to start with the financials. What is required of you for your financials is a snapshot of key points from your income statement or balance sheet and your cash flow projections. Okay, that's a mini version of what we worked on in module 6 and module 7. Okay, when we talked about financials. So what your would-be investors or customers or stakeholders want to find out from you on this slide is, how much will your revenue be within the first or next 5 years of operations? You want to give them a 5-year financial plan, okay? What are your projected expenditures over the same period of time? Salaries, equipment, benefits, expenses, taxes, etc. What is your projected profit? It's important for them to know these things, to know whether there's going to be enough profit in this for them to invest their money into, okay? People want to know that they are going into a company that is profitable. Let's say they want to invest, help you raise some money, okay, either from debt or equity or a combination of both. So I'll be asking you to download the KDE Financials components matrix template in this lesson, okay, to help you. Now, for those of you who are listening to this for the first time, you want to go to kdeleadership.com/products. Again, I repeat, you want to go to kdeleadership.com/products. When you get there, you see the links to a lot of those templates that we have that will help you get your business going, okay? We have all sorts of templates in place there, all with formula embedded templates to ensure that you don't have to do too much work to get your financials in place, all right? Having said that, I'm going to be sharing with you, after the financials, I'm going to be sharing with you. The next one that I want to show you here will be, let me pick that up now. The next one I want to show you here will be your funding, okay? All right, you have your funding slide, okay? This is your 12th slide, and it's a brief summary of how much you're going to be asking for in the first round. Remember, you're taking this to a bank, a financial institution, or to friends and family who want to invest as angel investors into your business, okay? Want to loan you some money and maybe get a certain amount of profit from it and divest after 3 years or 5 years. So you're going to be, somebody giving you money isn't going to give you everything you need at the first instance. You're going to have to break it down for them. Let's say, for instance, you're asking for, let's just say 200,000 bucks, okay? You want to say, hey, look, in the first installment, give me 50,000, we'll start with that. And then the next installment, 25, next installment, 25, next one, 50. They want to see that. And then you tell them when you're going to need that and why you have those spacings in your dates, in your dates. So you're giving them a brief summary of how much you're asking for in the first round, how many future rounds are expected, and how much you'll be requesting for during those rounds. And then the schedule for repayment. People want to know, how do I get my money back? In what schedule, in what format, what is the time lag for me to get my money back? So your slide, this one slide should focus on the following, all right? How much in total will you be sourcing for? What is your financial commitment to your cause? Meaning, how much are you willing to contribute upfront towards the actualization of your business dreams? Let me stop a little bit here. When you're asking people for money, they're not going to fund your business 100%. They want to see that you've invested some skin in the game. Let's say you're asking for 100,000. They want to see that, oh, you've already put in 20,000 of your money into this business. You're now asking for 80,000. They're willing to work with you when they understand that. But if you're just starting out fresh with an idea, and you're expecting someone or a bank to fund the entire thing, you might be lucky and get someone who is willing to fund the entire thing. But guess what? They're going to want to own controlling shares in the business. Suddenly, it's not your business anymore. You're working for them. And that's not entrepreneurial. You're really not, you didn't start your own business so you can be working for somebody in your own business. So you need to put in some money of your own into that. So again, you're answering certain questions. How many rounds of funding will you require? What are the numbers involved? What calculations have you made for paying back the loan? Did you factor in a scenario called compounded interest? Because the interest they're charging you are compounded every month. For example, suppose you require about 2.6 million for your new business and you intend to pay back the loan in 5 years at an interest rate of 5%, you have a matrix for obtaining and repaying the loan. And that's what I'm going to be showing you below here. When you are asking for that amount of money, okay, remember, you're asking for 2 point something million bucks. This is an idea of how you're going to end up disbursing that money at 5% interest. You can see here in year one, you're asking for $1 million out of the 2.6 you're asking for, okay? And then there's a 5% per annum. So at the end of the year, guess what? You're now owing 1.05 million, all right? You're also asking that they give you a 1-year moratorium where you don't pay anything back, just so your business can stand on its feet. Having said that, guess what? In the second year, they are going to disburse another amount of money for you. But guess what? You're now going to begin to pay slightly more money to go on in order to pay back. Okay, these are your paybacks now in red. As you can see, in year 2, you're paying back 500, in year 3, 750, in year 4, 1.1 million, and then towards the end of year 5, just 288,000. So what am I saying here? People want to see something like this to show that you understand what you're asking for, to show that you understand how interest rates work, to show that you understand that they're not going to give you all that money all at once. You're telling them what your preferred mode is. And a word of caution here, this is your draft presentation. It's open to negotiations with those who want to give you some money to work with. So this is not something you're going to insist on. This is your own projections as to what will be ideal for you. Okay, of course, they can renegotiate with you and knock it down a bit, but the main thing is that you're getting the money for your business. Now, also, as I said, as you can see here now, the interpretations I have here says you needed 2.638 million. The bank gave you 2.35. So in effect, there is a 350, nearly 350,000 here, 300,000 here that you had to bring yourself, even though you were asking for 2.68, 2.63 million. In effect, you're putting in about 10% of what you need from your own personal funds. Secondly, you start paying back by year 2. You receive nothing from the bank in year 3 and year 5, but paid back enough to show your business has started making money. That's part of what I'm showing here. If you look in year 3, you find that the bank did not disburse anything for you there and did not disburse anything here. They want to see exactly, after giving you 1.75 million, just how well your business is doing. By the end of that year 3, they've disbursed 1.75 million and you've paid back 1.25 million. They understand that, yes, this business is viable. So I don't want to dwell a lot on that. We have a template for this that will do all this work for you. Okay. So as I said, you go on to kdeleadership.com/products, and you're going to see all those templates. You can download them and let them work for you. If you have any issues as you're using those templates, send us an email at support@kdeleadership.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. So don't worry about it. The interest on your loan is recalculated yearly, compounded at the agreed interest rate. So basically, you paid off your loan with the smallest tranche in year 5. The bank does not want to see a large outstanding balance towards the end of your loan term. So you want to pay off as much as possible towards the middle part, and towards the end, you're owing very little, okay? So that is what I have for you on the funding aspect, okay? This is very, very critical to have this guideline so you can work with it, all right? Now, having said that on the funding slide, I'm going to go ahead and share one more slide with you before. Let me see what the slide is. Okay. I'm going to be sharing the upside with you. Okay. Now this 13th slide in your business plan documentation talks about how profitable will be the venture will be for your investors, your strategy for the investors to exit from the business, how you intend to update your business plan document. Is going to be live, and whoever puts money into your business wants to have access to download that. So when you're talking about cloud storage specifics, you might want to give them passwords to be able to download some of these critical documents from the cloud storage and have access to them. They want to know how you plan to pay them off, what the investor's final return on their investment will be, okay, how profitable it will be for them. Do you have any customers that you have already secured for your goods and services? Do you have proof of that, okay? Contracts you've signed for delivery, things like that. They want to see that. It helps them make a decision to give you the money that you need. Have you proven to them that there is no significant local or regional competition? Can there be a franchising opportunity down the road? Okay. Is your plan updated transparently? Okay, especially with regards to financials and funding, and is it acceptable to the stakeholders? So all these things, as I said, we have a loan payback schedule template for you. And as I said, you go to kdeleadership.com/products. You're going to see links to all these templates, and you're going to be able to get your hand on the template you need to get some stuff done for yourself. Okay. All right. Finally, if you have any questions as we go on, go ahead on the Facebook Live page, on the comments page, and type in your questions, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, having said that, I'm going to now share the last of my slides with you. Let me see what slide that is so that we can, the upside, we've done the upside, the business model, and your team structure. Okay. All right. I'm now going to show you what the template, the business plan template looks like, okay? So looking here now, this is what the business plan template looks like. And I will just go ahead. We have 18 slides here. The first one is your cover slide, just tells the name of your company, okay? What your logo is. Like for me, my company mantra is knowledge, development, and empowerment. And so I put it in there. You put your company logo there and the name of your company. And of course, as you go on, The next slide is going to talk about your brief company biography, okay? Your company name, a short company description, and then the primary objectives of the company. Remember to put your contact address below, your website on the left here, and your email address on the right here, and maybe your phone in the middle here. It's important that people know where to get hold of you, all right? Okay, number 3, you're looking at a table of contents. This shows everything that your slide should contain. And of course, your slide should have a title slide, what we do, the opportunity, target market, market size, and competition. We handled all this last week. This week, we're looking at the team, business model, milestones, financials, funding, and the upside. Having said that, slide number 4 talks about it, is now the title slide. You're looking at your company name, short description, name and contact details of whoever it is that they need, the contact person in the office that they need to get in touch with. A word of caution here has got to be somebody who has the technical know-how to describe to inquirers exactly what the company does, have enough information to keep the interest of people who are asking questions, to keep them focused on your company. All right, and then this next slide is what I call the elevator pitch. We talked about it before. It's a clear and short description of your products and services, market and competitive advantages, okay? Excuse me. You want to use vibrant language, and if possible, put a video or audio to demonstrate your product or service. And then the next one is the size of your opportunity. This is what investors, VCs, even more so than angels, want to know. To what size can your company potentially grow? And what are your plans for future development? They want to see this, okay? And then, of course, your specific target customers. That's the next slide. Who they are and the customer needs that your product or service will meet. There's got to be a need there, and you want to be sure that you have that target market in place. And then, of course, what is the size of that market? Okay, it doesn't make sense to have a target market that there are just a few hundred people. It means you're not going to make money in your business. You want to have a target market that can include potentially millions of people. So you always have clientele, all right? And then, of course, we come to the competition. You want to know who the people who already are in that business, who've been there longer than you, and who you're trying to drag some market share from. Your investors want to know who those people are and exactly how you plan to undercut them, how you plan to get a share of that market from them. What makes you separate and better than these people that will make other people, customers, leave them to come to you? That's important for you to say on this one slide. And then all we've been sharing today, your team, who they are, past experiences, successes, your business model, how you distribute your product. We discussed that earlier on. The milestones, okay? You want to look at the milestones, which is what I shared with you again, a timeline that outlines when you expect to reach key achievements. And then, of course, your financials, which I shared with you, and I did tell you about the templates we have, okay? Your funding, how much you're asking and how you intend to pay those monies back to your probable financiers. And then, of course, the upside, what are you looking for? Potential exit strategies. How are your investors going to get their money back and get out of the place, okay? You want to be sure that you put that in place, how they're going to get their money back, when they're going to get their money back, how much they're going to make in profit by investing in you, okay? And it has to be written out for them to see, okay? And then you're going to put your plan online. You're going to put your plan in such a way that it is available. It is accessible to anybody who becomes your stakeholder. A stakeholder is anybody that is affected, both positively and negatively, by your business. So those that invest money into your business have become stakeholders, and they should have access to these documents. They shouldn't be asking for them. When they want to access something, they just go in with the password you've given them and download those documents and look at them. Okay, it encourages them that their money is safe, that business is going on as usual. Okay, your plan, you should be able to update your plan. Things change. Funding can take months. Competition can change. You added new members of management. You're updating your financials for at the close of every month or every quarter. You want to update your plan, okay? Be sure to revise those projections if necessary, update that plan, and let your stakeholders know that the new plan in there, it has a date on it, and they can access and be able to see what's going on, all right? And then, of course, you have a contact us page. That's your last page, your last slide on this business plan documentation. That's where you have the names of your primary contacts and decision makers. You have the email addresses, website address, and phone numbers. Now, having said that, this is what I have to share with you today. All right. We have looked at part 2 of the business plan documentation, okay, which of course has in place your business model, um, your funding, your financials, and all that good stuff. Your team structure, and then the upside, how your people want to get your payback structure. Having said that, I also shared with you the business plan document, the template itself. You can also download that. Now that I've said all that, this is the beginning of week 9. We're going to have another Q&A session on Thursday to answer any questions you might have, to help you get away from any glitches that you might be facing. So if you have any questions, as I said, send an email to support@kdeleadership.com. I repeat, you have any questions, comments, or clarification you want done, send an email to our team at support@kdeleadership.com, and we'll respond to you as soon as possible. You want to see where you can download the templates from to help you put together your business plan or your funding plan or your payback plan, go to kdeleadership.com/products. Again, kdeleadership.com/products. In the absence of any more questions, I don't see any questions. I'm looking at my chat box here. I don't see any questions or what have you. So I'm going to call it a night today. I'm going to let you guys go out there and get your homework done, okay? Any questions, you know how to reach me or any member of my team. Having said that, I want to say have a good night. Once again, you can get in touch with us at support@kdeleadership.com. You can you can also link up with the products that we have out there by going to kdeleadership.com/products. You see a list of those products and links there. Click on any one of them to see what it is and just go ahead and download them. Once again, I'm Dr. KD Ewulu. I'm signing out, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Let's just hope that we get this finished. We'll be concluding the Business Plan Academy for veterans and entrepreneurs next week. You don't want to miss that. So let's just hunker down and get this done. Thanks for being with me for the past 8 weeks, for the past 9 weeks, and I look forward to taking you to the finish line. Have a good one, people, and take care. Be safe out there.